Hello everyone and welcome back to Carat Clash. We're on the 6th one. It's kind of crazy that there have been this many Umamusume tournaments. But we're here with CM3, and after the absolute disaster that was CM2, I'm hoping that this one's a little bit more fun. What do you think, Jesu?
Dude, I hope so, man. CM2 was the battle of the gold ships, and then we would see the off meta, which was to say the second and third most popular characters. And I was like, please, just a little bit more variety. But thankfully, the TOs and production behind the scenes have already gathered quite the collection of Oshu players. So if you guys are just tuning in for Carat Clash, of course, we're going to be following the CM3 rules. So it's going to be 1600 meters over on the Tokyo race course. But we got some interesting picks for you guys. So hopefully you are excited for all the Umamusume racing action.
All right, first of all, I'm going to need one of our many experts to talk to me a little bit about this Haru Urara that we have on our screens. What's happening here?
So I can probably give some insight into this since I also build Haru Uraras for CM3. So the main issue with getting Urara ready for CM3 is, of course, getting her to Turf A. And as you can see with the Urara that we have on screen, it's only Turf B, which is one inherit. However, ideally, you'd like to have two. But it has the ideal Mile S. Lacking stamina, okay on guts, good on speed, good on power, good on wit. It has everything that it needs. It has both excels. It also has redshift and lets pump some iron. It is just looking to zoom in once it hits the XL phase at the at the 1067 meter mark, and you're looking at just Urara just hitting everything, hitting the gamble, and taking it home for the gold.
Very by the book.
And speaking of by the
Very
book,
by the book.
Long Place, can you explain to me a little bit more about what is necessary for a late surger to win in this economy?
Okay. So, late surger is somewhat high risk because of their excels and skills in general on your left, etc. They all have extremely high returns. We're talking like multiple lengths by Shindif if they have the best case scenario, but their conditions are so loose that they have unpredictable triggers. So you can have them trigger at a spot that is very unideal and have basically no effect, such as on your left triggering after you fully accelerated or before you get to the excel zone, where it's useless.
Okay, so I have a big plot twist, okay? The lobby we were going to look at was unresponsive. But Kachi is here. And now we're going to watch that one, which is a different Haru Urara. So we're going to have to talk about a different Haru Urara.
Okay. Well, let's see what they're cooking.
Give me a sec.
I want to add something real quick about this specific Harurara.
Oh.
A lot of people have been putting Redshift, which is Maruzinski's inherit, onto late surgers. I'm personally not a big fan because Redshift can trigger as long as you're above or equal 5th place. And this can happen before the acceleration zone, and therefore you just waste it. This happens quite a bit for late surgers, because if you have a lot of mid-game, such as for this Haru Urara, if you proc mile straightaways, late surger corners, and you just zoom really far ahead, you can actually get to a position where Redshift would just go off and nothing happens.
I've seen that happen more than enough times with my own Urara in testing rooms. Mostly because my Urara does have good mid race. However, if she does hit that like gamble where she gets Red Shift into Furious Beat, into Slick Surge, and everything hits, then that's where you get the late gambler meta.
You can have the opposite problem too, where you can have, like, use a Golshi for example. You can push so far forward with your mid-race skills that your unique just never triggers. Although in that case, you're just drowning in more good things, because if that's the case, you're probably winning anyway with the back of your end privileges.
But guys, sorry to interrupt, but I have this extremely unserious message I just got, and I'm really sorry to whoever this has happened to, but I'm gonna screenshot it, and since it's literally pulling up, you'll probably be able to see it.
I'm terrified. You cannot like preface it like that. At Saya, what do I do if I don't have one of the Umas I signed up with anymore?
Oh my!
No.
Oh my
They
god.
trashed
What the
it.
hell have you done?
The transfer event was too strong.
No.
This is why you favorite your Umas.
Yeah, buddy, was it worth it for the trainer mission? Huh? You saw transfer requests and you were like, wow, I'm really aching for these 5,000 monies. I gotta send over my... What happened, man? What happened? Come on, dude.
Dude, this is so sad.
Honestly, even when you're doing transfers, you should check every UMA that you're transferring to make sure you want to transfer them.
Yeah, it's like a triple check kind of action. I know it takes a little bit more time, especially for you gamers that are doing much more than the 3 borrow runs per day. That being said, it took you way more than the time it takes to check to actually find that UMA. So, definitely worth the extra security.
It's a mistake you make only once, but God, that's
Whoever this is, I can tell you I feel your pain. I accidentally transferred my CM1 ace.
Oh.
It was very sad.
oh my God, piece of history lost forever.
It really is. All right. But it looks like we're going to be bringing you guys into our first race. So I'm seeing Yunaka, I'm seeing Kachi. And who am I seeing as far as the actual characters? All right, we're seeing a little bit of Narita Taishin. Of course, we see that Haru Urara coming out from Kachi. Yuki coming up with the... oh, we got Smart Falcon! Not that I'm biased, but I love this horse. And some Silent Suzuka as well.
Oh no, you think you're biased? You're talking to the Falcorps.
Dude, so there's a function in this server that you guys can't see on screen, but every time you use the Falcorp emote, it will just automatically react to it. So I've been seeing quite a few circles in my Discord messages. I'm also not used to seeing Smart Falcon so often, but of course it's the era of the front runners. So I'm not surprised to see a few of her in the first race.
I'm wondering how this is going to play out. There aren't... Well, the end is very odd. I think there's only one end here, the Narita Taishin, and then it's all just lates.
Mm.
So, depending on what else these lates have, there's quite a lot of potential for 1.5 million CC to mess with the frontrunner plans.
Ooh,
if it
okay.
triggers.
All right.
If it triggers is always like the famous last words, right? You're like, there could be a lot shaking up here. We could have a chance, but of course, skills always tend to activate whenever you don't want them, and vice versa.
If it triggers and if they actually have a straight shot to get where they need to be, because we're talking position peak here.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Are we ready to go?
Send it.
All right, let's do it. Heading on into our first race. Also, once again, shout out to production, making my life easier day after day. We got the map of the race course. We got some stats on the screen. And of course, we have each and every single competitor's, UMAs with their colors, by the way, in the top HUD. So if you guys ever get confused on who is racing at any given time and which of a duplicated character is up in front or maybe taking up the rear guard, you you guys can check in and cross-reference over on the left side.
All right, and then there's also one super important thing to note. There's 2 Smart Falcons in the room. That means they're actually going to be competing for first place in the opening stretch. And because of how Smart Falcons are usually built, they're built as what we call front blockers to prevent other front runners from hitting first place at the late race start to hit into Rod, which is angling and scheming. So let's see which one gets first.
Yeah, we shall see. So many folks vying for that first position, but straight out of the gates looks like we're all good on late starts.
Ooh. Let's see. And it actually looks like the Daiwa Scarlet is in first position. Oh.
Yeah, we can see quite a bit of chaos in the front here, just overtaking each other as we go, but definitely one Smart Falcon has, made her way a couple lengths above the pack. So Yuki Smart Falcon gradually taking up the lead here, closely followed by another Smart Falcon and Daiwa Scarlet. Silent Suzuka chilling in the middle here in that backpack, just waiting for their time to strike.
And then over here, you can actually start seeing some of the late surgers starting to move up. And then you're also looking at the Nari Tycoon as well, because this is a track where her unique Nemesis actually gets a fair amount of value. But then over here, you see that the Daiwa Scarlet actually does hit that first place. She hits the angling and scheming from the Excella. And then you also see that the Haru Urara did activate Redshift early because she was in that 5th or above position. But then from this point on, it's pretty easy, probably easy to say that the Daiwa Scarlet may win right here.
Oh, but Smart Falcon tried to come up on the end, but still a full length behind, like you said, Looseless. Looks like it's a Daiwa Scarlet W for our first match. Yunaka is going to be making it into winners round 3. Oh, it's not even a full length. It was a neck, just barely a difference in that last stretch. Maybe if we had 50 more meters, it could have been a different story.
Yeah, so there's actually some things that to note about this. So this Daiwa Scarlet does have groundwork. It has everything needed. It also actually has Slipstream, which is not that bad of a skill to take on front runners, especially if there's a Smart Falcon in the room, because Slipstream will let you, in mid-race, actually catch up and surpass Smart Falcon, because Smart Falcon is almost guaranteed to be able to hit first place when they hit that first corner because of her unique. However, after that unique activation, you do have a chance to activate your mid-race skills like Slipstream, any kind of overtaking skills, and then you'll be able to overtake the Smart Falcon, leading into the 533 meter mark, which is where Excel, which is where Excel phase starts. And then because of that, you also have Daiwa Scarlet, who has the hybrid unique, and then if that hybrid unique also activates at a really good time, then it just combos into angling and scheming.
I see. Okay. Yeah, so seeing that Slipstream, of course, on a front runner at first, a lot of us, the basic lads like me, I'm like, why would you ever take this on a front runner? You're supposed to be winning. Why does it matter? There would simply be no one in front of you at any given time. But when you got a bunch of Smart Falcons that are also fighting for that first place, maybe just having something in the back pocket, especially when you have some other skills to combo off of, like you said, is, a nice way of securing that victory.
Yeah, in most contexts, when you're running the same strategy as a lot of other people, the tail combo skills all appreciate in value generally because you're going to be competing for position a lot more, and thus you're going to have more people to either rub or get in front or behind. So the Slipstream is not a bad call, especially when we have Saiyan Sky making front in general much more popular than previous CMs.
All right. Well, that was huge from Yunaka, actually someone who's helping us on the back end with a bit of match reporting. And it was a bit of a scary matchup, but getting through. And I'm really just wondering how these Haruras will do overall, right? Because really unfortunate redshift proc, as mentioned by Ring, but there's potential there.
Yeah, I think in a perfect world where Haru stays at 6 and she's able to combo Iron into Redshift, she can very well take the game right then and there. Assuming no
That's
blocks, of course.
That's just all part of the late gambler meta. So late gambler meta is actually that you just hit all lates and pray one of them hits. You just have to pray. And then if you don't hit, you just chalk it up to Nakayama Festa, say, it's just not my race then, and then go off to the next one.
Gambler's fallacy is real when you're playing late. Copium.
For real.
All right, we gotta look for another match, and I'm not sure what we're gonna watch, but we might watch the one from Gray and Jektov.
Ooh. Another one I was looking forward to. If I recall correctly, Gray is running something wild here.
Gray is indeed running something absurdly wild, actually. This is probably the most unhinged comp in the entire tournament.
Are you ready for this, chat?
The most unhinged? That's a bold claim.
It is not a bold claim.
I'm just gonna control F Gray in team chat. From Gray. Oh my god!
Yeah, you guys posted quite the collection of teams earlier, so saying most insane when we have quite a few folks fighting for that title is curious. So who do we have coming up that makes it so silly, so whimsical, so precarious for our next match?
Front vodka.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's a little curious. What's the rest of the team looking like?
End closer debuffers. Rudolph and Air Groove.
What
Yeah.
the hell?
It is a front vodka, a solo ace comp.
Yeah.
We're also unfortunately running into a bit of an issue where I think we have had the most ping density in this server since its creation, and now the auto mod is blocking people from pinging.
Oh, that's not good.
Not having it.
And the time zones are such that like everyone who can fix it probably just went to sleep, right? Uh-oh.
Well, I hope you guys keep your eyes peeled at matchmaking, and if you're waiting on your match, you might have to eco search yourself, which if you're a curious creator of words and phrases on the internet might end up finding you some things you don't want to see about yourself. But we have to make do with what we can, and hopefully you guys are not holding up your bracket matches too much. We appreciate the patience.
Yeah, so front vodka is quite interesting. She falls into the same issue with front Fuji Kiseki, where your unique simply just does nothing, at least when you want to win. There is a very interesting case for front vodka because her unique requires you to actually have someone in front and behind. Which means in this case, if you have someone in front of you who is a front runner, let's say Seiyun Sky, you've probably lost the acceleration race already. However, I can see that if Vodka is fighting against a Smart Falcon, for example, and both of you trigger acceleration, Vodka here actually has Victoria as one of her accelerations here. Therefore, she can actually match the acceleration and maybe use Cut and Diver to actually take the win. But it's hard to tell, so we'll have to watch.
Yeah. And Air Groove and Rudolph are running a pretty long list of debuffs, including vision decreasing debuffs. And this is hard to appreciate unless you have deeply read the race mechanics document, but they do affect overtaking in that they reduce the vision field, and if Inuma can't see Inuma in their vision cone, then they're not going to be considered for their decision making in lane swapping. So it makes them more prone to getting blocked.
So one thing about that is that Air Groove requires her to run as a pace chaser. She is not a pace chaser.
Yeah.
So that unfortunately does not work here.
Yeah. Running as an end for some reason.
So she's running as end for Intense Gaze.
Ooh. Did not see that.
Pretty interesting. This is just all speed debuffs.
Yeah. Not even attempting to attack stamina. That flustered and sharp gaze is probably just filler as well. Max wit.
All right, but
The vision skills she has here actually helps her apply some of the debuffs too.
Yeah. Some are based on vision.
it's time to head right into it here. And Ring, taking a look at these three competitors, do you think the front vodka will get it done?
Ooh, it's a real tough call, Saya. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think Vodka is up against some pretty tough front runners. This Seiyun is looking to be quite a contender.
Yeah, and that is the world we're living in, right? Angling and scheming has been unleashed upon the world, and in this mile course, it's looking quite strong. And I'm really trying to keep a straight face at Jektov's name right now. But we'll see if Gray's weird strategy will get it done. And importantly, at the start, right? A lot of this early positioning, the groundwork on the Saiyan Sky is big. And so does the vodka. Getting into a pretty good spot, I think.
Wow, yeah, and the concentration proc there from the Vodka really helped her make a really, really strong start.
Yeah, getting
Wow,
a lot of
she's
distance
leading
and
ahead.
importantly not really falling behind, right?
Yeah, she's hitting all the whip procs here. She's probably hitting... Hopefully she hits Professor here to fight against the Seiyun. But Seiyun is proccing a lot of skills right now, and she's probably going to overtake. Wow.
Well, while Goldchip's doing all that, we'll see what happens in the front running. Vodka in a good spot, and after the previous stream, I'm a little bit, it's different, because the race is not long anymore. Vodka is still in a good place to be, completely disabling the Saiyan's unique. It's looking like a Vodka sweep. The front runner Vodka is getting it done. Such a massive lead. There's Grass Wonder at the very end, but it's too little too late, it feels like, as Vodka, just such a massive lead all the way to the finish.
Unique, not required. She's simply that strong.
Wow.
What an absolutely dominating performance by Vodka. Very strong start, leading to a bunch of mid-praise skills, keeping her in the first. Seiyun put up a really good fight, but she wasn't able to take the rod.
Yeah, she hit too many whip checks. I think I saw she got the downhill excel mode in the opening mid race.
Did you guys see at the end too? From like our POV, it was both Grass Wonders, like one in the foreground and one in the back, and they had like the synced up, depressed emotion. They were like, "Dude, I couldn't do it. This vodka champion is too fat." They told me that she was off meta. They told me she couldn't do it up in the front, and then she gapped.
Who
So-
fed this stuff?
So there's actually one super important thing about this vodka.
Mhm.
It is the almost capped power.
Mm-hmm.
So power is actually super important for frontrunners because power pretty much will determine your initial acceleration and also how well you accelerate during opening leg, during entering mid leg, and then also excel phase. So having a super high power is really beneficial towards actually getting that front position. Since CM3 also does have parts where they have uphills as well, especially at the very start of entering mid leg. So power actually does help mitigate that velocity down at the start of mid leg, and that's why this vodka did win it, because at the start of mid leg she just had way more power than her opponents, and then she also used all the other skills that she has because she has ramp up, she has playtimes over, so that helps her contend for first place versus the Saiyan when the Saiyan did catch up, and then the vodka just activates PTO, ramp, curvature, and then she just surges forward with no way to catch up.
Yeah, all those high secondary stats are taking advantage of the numerous slopes on this course as well, just innately.
All right. It looks like next up we're actually gonna catch the Norio match. Wait, no, we're not.
No, we're not. No.
We're actually not. We're out of there.
Man's teasing us.
There have been a series of unfortunate events that is preventing us from getting into that one. So instead, we're going to watch round 3, a Keysense, a Necromancer, and Notorious Zeller.
Familiar names.
Fellow Falcor. Time to harshly judge him.
As we are wont to do.
That's right.
Oh! If you take a look at winter semis, first time ever that seed 1 and 2 have made it to the top 15 like this in the winter semi like that. Doesn't look so nice when it goes as predicted, kinda.
Seeding.
Incredibly real seeding.
Nah, seating is kind of fake.
I was gonna say, where's your like 3rd seed? And I swear, if they got knocked out in round 1, it's gonna be very awkward. But that being said, Asian Anubis, so the 3rd seed, is still playing it out in winners round 3. So I'm not sure if we're gonna stream that match, but we may see them in a little bit. So we, we'll see if they make it into that winners semis and truly prove Saya's predictions correct.
Let's see. What are we working? You said it was.
It was the Necromancer lobby. Is that how you say it?
That's what I would assume. I see Keysense, I see Necromancer, and Notorious Zeller. So if any of that is incorrect, you guys are welcome to correct us in the chat.
Yeah, I'm assuming it's like. Well, that'll be super awkward. It's wrong.
Yeah, it's all good. There's too many names. There's too many folks. I understand if we, trip and stumble a little bit. But yeah, we're seeing our first Tokai Tale of the evening, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, Great Cap comes out to play. Another vodka, but it's not going to be the front runner vodka that we saw just now. A couple more Grass Wonders, Narita Taishin. Of course, another Daiwa Scarlet as well. A few other folks down at the bottom of the screen.
Yeah, this is another late surger. Tokai Teo.
Yeah, the Tokai Teo is being featured here because I don't think we've ever seen Tokai Teo have a good performance in these tournaments, and maybe this will be the one.
Yeah, we've seen her quite a few times, but in terms of winning, I don't think we've seen very much of her. So hopefully we can swap things up here. I mean, same thing with the seeding, right? You know, sometimes it takes a little bit to, you know, get things up and running, but we have our first and second seed up there in winners semis. Let's see if we can get another one to fight it out here. And let's see if we can, you know, clear the good name of Tokai Teo as we head into our next race.
She has a good chance of triggering her unique. There's many lates and paces, actually, but the question is, will it compete with Rod?
Yeah, good question. One of that remains to be seen. But heading on into it. Teo will win, like in the Arimakinen. I think we're making some assumptions about this specific Tokai Teo's injury history then, if that's how we're going about it. But surely this horse has a lot of fans in the chat. Let's see if it's going to be enough. There are 8 other horses here to try and compete against.
Okay, let's see. The front runners have a clean start.
Doesn't seem like any late starts just yet. Daiwa Scarlet taking an early and, you know, quite a commanding lead up here in the front. Everybody else trying to catch up a little bit. Seiyun Sky took a little bit to, you know, make her way over, but, you know, she's taking her time.
Yeah, she's breaking away, probably gonna catch up through position mechanics, snapping forward.
Yep, that was Scarlet in the lead. Seiyun Sky gradually catching up. Vodka, Ogre Cap taking up the middle there with Narita Taishin, Grass Wonder, and just about everybody else in the back of the pack as well.
Vodka's pulling up. Ooh, that Taishin. Number 9, well positioned.
Just waiting. Coming up on the 500-meter mark here. A couple Taishins coming through from the outside. Debuffs finally land. All right. Quite the spurt from the outside from the Narita Taishin. Of course, Daiwa Scarlet still chilling in that front spot. Seiyun Sky having a hard time trying to catch up and make up the lead, especially as this unique tries to trigger here from Daiwa Sky. All right, it's all the uniques we're pulling out. We got a lot of cinematics to watch before we get to this final spurt. But Grass Wonder trying to make a name for herself here, but it's not going to be enough. Even with the camera shift, it's not enough for Daiwa Scarlet to stay ahead. Neither for Vodka, as Narita Taishin takes an absolute dominating lead in the final 100 meters. There we go.
Absolutely beautiful last corner swing out on the Taishin. I saw the potential as soon as I saw that number 9 pull up on the outside right in front of the late pack. That is exactly what you want to see.
Alrighty. So that is Necromancer and Notorious Zeller sent down into the loose. Wait, actually, hold on now. So this is Necromancer. Which one is Laura? I gotta double check because you guys like to swap in your in-game names versus what we got over here on the sheet. But okay, Notorious Zeller is actually the one commanding this Narita Taishin in first place. So they're gonna be heading on into winner semis and our top 15.
So I actually have something to say about this comp. It is a very good comp because you should look at the Daiwa Scarlet. That is blocker Daiwa Scarlet. That's a front blocker Daiwa Scarlet. And this is a composition that is made for Daiwa Scarlet to hit first. And then for Taishin and Grass Wonder to make everything up. Since all you need to do is prevent Rod, and that's it.
Ah. I see.
Yeah, I'm not sure if the Seiyun actually late started there. That was a very drastic gap between the Seiyun and the Daiwa at the very beginning.
Hmm. It might have been. Oh, that's this is actually an extreme amount of power.
This is
Key
actually
confirming
the
the
amount
Saiyans
of
guy
power.
did late start. Okay. I was wondering if
This-
there was like a notification for it. I didn't think I heard anything, but maybe I just didn't see it.
Did they not prop groundwork, or do they not have groundwork? That seems.
Groundwork doesn't really matter for late starts, since late starts are just going to just be late starts in general. So even if you get late start, you can still hit groundwork. The only way to properly prevent late starts is to have concentration.
Yeah. Okay,
Also,
well,
you can't see other people's late starts from spectator. You can only see like your
Oh.
spectated team's late starts.
Gotcha.
yeah, I couldn't see any other explanation other than late start. I would have been very surprised if that was a natural gap.
Yeah, the entire time I was like, oh, surely she catches up. Like, surely, yeah, we're gonna change camera scenes, then we're gonna come back. She's gonna be caught up. And I was like, wait a minute, she seems quite a bit behind.
Yeah, the position keep doesn't last long enough for a gap like that to be recoverable. They got part way, but then it ended.
And the worst part about groundwork and late start is that there is a potential that the Seiyun both missed groundwork and late started at the same time, since groundwork is a wit check at the end of the day.
All right, we're heading in to the meat of the tournament. And first of all, we have Fantasy, Notorious Zeller, and Gaboose.
Oh, it's a fantasy lobby. Oh boy.
Oh boy.
I am very familiar with Fantasy's Umas because of how many times I've lost to them.
Let's see, which one should I feature?
Take a look at the Seiyun first.
All right.
Yup.
It sure
This
is.
a very strong Uma.
Yeah. Oh my god.
So, a couple of things to note about the Seiyun is that the only thing she's missing here is Mile S. Not that it matters too much for the Seiyun, because the fairly high power for Seiyun Sky, the almost max wit and turf S, along with pretty much perfect skills at the early game, is going to give her a very, very strong start. The scariest thing about this Seiyun Sky is that if you notice, she's actually number 2 favorite. Now, when you have a Seiyun Sky with almost max wit and number 2 favorite, where the favorite system is based off of your overall stats, where wit actually counts as double into the favorite counter, it's kind of scary to think who could possibly be the number 1 favorite. And it's another one of Fantasy's Umas.
It's time to put up the other one.
Yes, the Smart Falcon. Now, this Smart Falcon in the perfect world is entirely unbeatable. Her mid game is almost perfect with the Sparkly Stardom. She has all the excels you could possibly take, groundwork, the works, and of course max wit to make sure she procs pretty much everything. The scariest thing about this Smart Falcon is that she's actually Turf S and Mile S at the same time. It's pretty rough to fight against.
All right. Well, it looks like I'll be on this one with Koyu, who has been dormant. What are your thoughts on this fantasy we're looking at?
Look, as a front player, one thing I have to comment is the wit makes up for a lot of the lack of skills. Because if you can proc a speed up mode, that is a 0.8 meters per second skill essentially that lasts 1/24th of the race. So, yeah, even though there's a lot less mid game on these Umas than you would otherwise see, with like missing corners, missing straightaways, these can go a lot faster.
Right. Well, it's time to head right into it. This is gonna be a bit of a scary one. Every single time I watch the opening of a race, and I watch a little bit too many of the openings instead of just skipping them. It is so over the top. But Makoyu, does any other Uma have a hope? And if so, which one do you think has the best chance against this front monster team?
Oh, honestly, at the end of the day, it's all about rolls. Even at max wit, you only have a 41 or 42% chance of actually proccing that overtake mode. So it's still all gambling.
Yeah, we're gonna have to pay really close attention to which front runner gets the unique here. And I guess you talked a little bit about the lack of skills. Well, and could you expand on that a bit?
Yep, so basically, in terms of skills, there's a couple. Leader's Pride, Unyielding Spirit. You have your mile corners, front runner corners, straightaways. And those help your Uma keep up or get in front of the pack.
Oh,
At the... Go on.
oh, speaking of ahead of the pack, there is a certain Saiyan Sky, and it sure isn't Fantasies. It's number 5, Nai, all the way forward here, and that just could decide it, right? Like, that is such a massive lead for a front runner to have. There's the angling and scheming, and even though Smart Falcon's there, Fantasy might be in the loser's bracket right now.
Yep, when the Saiyan Sky builds that much of a lead, it's basically impossible to catch up. If you actually look at Nai's Saiyan Sky later, you'll see that it's very well built as well. So, good victory tonight.
Wow.
Well played.
Definitely not what we expected, but no slouch in the Saiyan Sky either. It's all about the angling and scheming, all about that fishing rod, and that's a win.
Even more so if you actually look at the skills on that Uma. There is the mid game I was talking about. So even though it's a lot lower wit, because it can guarantee that it procs things, 567 is a bit under 80% proc chance compared to around 40% if you're just relying on overtake modes. So this is a much more consistent Saiyan Spy than the other one.
Yeah, a lot of it has wit having diminishing returns.
I will also like to note that that Smart Falcon did have a late start. Smart Falcon did have a late start, which massively impacted how the race ran. I have a feeling that in loser bracket, we're going to see Fantasy actually just climb up all the way back to Grand Finals. And then we're going to actually see him quite possibly win it all if he does not get a late start again.
Yes, but we do have to keep in mind that Umamusume is an RNG game. So it is entirely possible for anything to happen, actually.
We want to talk about a certain 800 speed Uma.
Yes. we have a very particular Falcorb that lost to an 800 speed Air Groove in CM.
Guess who it was?
All right, but there's another winner semi coming up,
Ooh.
and we're gonna have to figure out who's gonna be casting that as well. But this is one that I'm a little bit more familiar with. Flood by Boris makes a return. It's Bosher against Yon Yon Kitty and Killing His Life. Maybe their nicknames are different, but I don't recognize those names at all.
They are brand new names.
I've not heard either of those two.
Killing his life is straightaway squirt.
Oh.
Got it. Understood. I was gonna say, like, the period at the end of the tag is very menacing. I sure hope there's a less evil and intimidating tag for this gamer to go. Oh, straightaway squirt. Oh, got it. Understood. Thank you.
I'll have to say, Mr. Straightaway Squirt does have a semi-interesting team.
Let's see. Endiguri, huh?
Yeah, let's take a look at this Ogre first. The end Ogre is actually quite an interesting build here because Redshift is pretty much guaranteed if you have a very good position moving up on the final corner. And then her unique can take that very, very last section. Oh, yeah.
This is crazy. I didn't think you'd put it on screen. Oh, that being said, I did ask in Twitch chat. So you guys are going to have to advise us who... Yeah, this is a violation of the Geneva Convention on RGC. This is messed up. Don't worry about it. How am I supposed to... Okay, yeah, I figured Flood by Boris since I've seen Boser before. But, you know, I'm 50-50ing Lunayon and Scap, so we shall see.
Oh, okay, Lunayon is Yon Yon Kitty. So Scabs by process of elimination.
That makes a little bit more sense, yeah.
God.
Oh, wait.
We got our first King Halo of the evening. A couple, I'm assuming Blokushins up there at the top.
You're not ready. You're not ready. You're not ready. You're not ready. You're not ready.
Oh, God. What's up,
I just
man?
remembered why I was so hyped for my fellow Omega Strikers player, Flood by Boris Bosher. And you'll see it on the screen right now.
Dude, they told me she was washed. They told me she was only a debuffer. They said she could never win a race. But this Uma, Miss Nice Nature herself, I believe our first time seeing her tonight, this is not a debuffer that we're pulling up with. This is an ace nature.
Oh boy. Looks
and
pretty.
She's looking extremely strong. Wow.
I'm so used to seeing all these skills being read. Like it's like a beautiful day. It's like the sun coming up on the horizon after an all-nighter. This is so great. That being said, she has a couple folks to try and fight against here as we head into another winner's semis. Once again, we got Yon Yon Kitty killing his life and Boser fighting it out for another spot in winners finals.
Now, a couple of other Umas to look out for is that we actually have some blockers. We have Bakshin, which is our first time seeing the Bakshin blockers in CM. I believe one of those Blockshins is not a blocker. I think one of those Blockshins is actually an ace.
Oh, okay. All right, we'll see. First couple times we're seeing Blockshin, and she's, featured twice. But like you said, one of them is going to be going for the gold here. So we head on into it once again. Scap, Lunayon, and Flood by Boris. Right, looks like a solid start from all of the above.
Ooh. I think one of those Umas might have missed groundwork. Blockchain has a extremely dominant lead right now. It's going to be extremely difficult to catch up to her.
Yeah, Saiyan Sky just fighting to catch up, but already losing so much, space this early on into the race. So it's Sakura Bakshino so far ahead at the front, followed quite far behind by Saiyan Sky and El Condor Pasa. Up next, it's King Halo, Nice Nature, Naruto Taishin trying to take a early position here. Of course, another Naruto Taishin, an Ogre Cap, and Sakura Bakshino at the back.
Yeah, and just to tell you how bad of a position that Seiyun is, this Pasa is pace, so she's past her.
Trying her best to be a front runner, but falling behind to multiple other phases. The Sakura Bakshino keeping the lead up, but Condor Pasa, of course, fighting for a spot here as we make it into the final straightaway. Slipstreams, all the skills proccing. The Naruto Taishins trying to make it off of the outside. Sakura Bakshino loses first place to El Condor Pasa, still being hit by the debuff, so you gotta watch out. That Nice Nature is trying to stake her claim. Finally, number one, trying to avoid the Bronze Collector, but she cannot make up the pace. Naruto Taishin can't either. One from the outside. Can she overtake? The El Condor Pasa keeps the lead and secures first place. I'm going to be very embarrassed if she actually did end up taking that first place. So I'm just going to... It was very close, right? By a head and a neck separating our first, second, and third. So let's check the results real quick to make sure... Oh, no. She didn't even make it into third, bros. Okay, it is the El Condor Pasa taking it and qualifying into the winners finals.
Yeah, Jason, that was a wonderful performance by the El Condor Pasa. She was in perfect position. She passed the front runner, ended up in second, used her ult, perfect timing on the acceleration. It was just a masterclass by the El Condor Pasa.
Yeah, exactly. That Saiyan Sky already fell behind in a way that ended up being the killing blow so early on into the race. And like you said, right, once we saw El Condor Pasa in an entirely different, phase group just taking over the front runner, we were like, oh, okay, it's looking a little doomed for that Uma in particular. But still, such a close race in our winners semis. So quite the nail biter to secure the second spot of winners finals.
Oh, man. We've gotten some close races. I feel like a lot of these races have been won in mid rather than end.
So with that race that we just saw, we actually saw a very specific strategy that Koyu really likes to do called the chariot strategy. Where we did see the El Condor Pasa just pull ahead mid-race and just go completely ham because she just ate the Bakushin and the Saiyan Sky.
All right, thank you, everyone. That's it for me today. Good luck with everyone else on the rest of the tournament. My current predictions are probably Fantasy. I'm going to predict Fantasy's going to come back and sweep the losers bracket.
Daring today, aren't we?
It's not an entirely wrong assumption.
Having said that, even at the best of times, given it's a mile circuit, it's still pretty gambly. So consistency is not there this year, unlike the previous ones.
At least it's not a sprint.
That's fair.
Oh boy. Don't talk about sprints.
Sprints just dump all your skills and the 5-meter race that you got and just hope for the best.
Right, we got our final winner semis next, though. And honestly, I've lost track of the caster rotation.
All I remember is that you guys haven't heard from Saya in a little bit. So let me, recline in my chair a little bit, let him take the reins. But of course, we got to find him an analyst as well. Also, big shout out to our analyst desk in general. Not only Ring, who, had to go. So big shout out to them. But also the rest of our analyst desk, making sure that you don't have to listen to me give you guys a bunch of misinfo on what skills are proccing, who late started, et cetera, et cetera. It's been really cool for me on the comms desk to listen into these guys' knowledge.
Yeah. Great to be here. Watching some good races.
Yeah, well, Jesu. So that was the easy part. We're alternating, right?
It's true.
So all I need to do is, if it's not me, it was you, and now it's me.
Mm-hmm. Exactly, yeah.
But
It's
up
a little
until a
ping
few
pong.
seconds ago, we had 4 analysts, and that's like quadruple the number of orders you have to think
Of
about.
things to remember, you're right.
So who's next?
Yeah, we're taking volunteers.
I haven't gone on to do an analyst for a while, so
All right.
Yeah.
It's looking like a Luce and Saya angle for your next race. Again, it's a last of your winners semis.
I'm actually taking a look at the team comps that we have for our semis. I actually think that this one, anybody can take it because we are looking at some interesting compositions. I do have to note on this vodka from Lumito, actually, because this is a 1200 vodka that has met every single stat requirement for the track. And it also has all the excels needed, has some mid game, has the double circle left-handed, has the mile S. If it does hit that gambler fantasy, it will hit that gambler fantasy.
So that's like interesting, but I think my surface level brain is a lot more interested in this pace Curran-chan.
So Curran also is actually pretty good as pace. She also functions pretty good as front as well if there's a blocker in the room, because her unique actually requires her to not be first. And that is why she does function really well as a front, just not as a front that likes to be up in front.
All right. Well, it looks like we're ready to head right into the race, so that's what we'll do here. This is the previous winner, Kudan, trying to get a double win, something that hasn't been achieved before. No one's ever won twice, let alone twice in a row. So this is going to be interesting.
Aiming for that double crown.
Triple crown.
I don't know about the triple crown yet, but then he is aiming for that double crown at the moment. Now let's see, which will take first? Is it going to be one of the Smart Falcons? Is it going to be the Bakushin or the Suzuka? Because there are 4 front runners in the room. 5 actually, because it.
The large amount of front runners could be a big factor in this one, but it all comes down to the late start a lot of the time, right? Especially what happened to the previous Smart Falcon.
It actually doesn't look like anybody got a late start. Maybe possibly the Bakushin, but then she does have low power. And then we actually see the Saiyan Sky actually take a very good position for the front runners.
And Smart Falcon in particular, right? I remember reading someone post like a Korean quote that was like, "Smart Falcon is a war crime." That unique is a little crazy.
Yes, but then that unique only really matters if she's in that first place. And quite unfortunately, Smart Falcon is not in that first place. However, we do see that current unique activating because she does have that very specific position.
Oh, Curran in a really good spot, taking the lead now.
This is exactly what I was talking about. How Curran does not want to be in the front because she actually does have a unique, very specialized for stealing away the front positions from front runners.
It looks like everything lined up perfectly. The Vodkas are trying to late surge. They're so far behind, though. And Curran, when the stars align, when the position was right, is going to take the victory here as that pace chaser.
Yep, this is also just going to be another case of the pace chasers eating the fronts. If we look at these fronts, they're not particularly strong, which allows us Curran, who was extremely strong, to take the lead. If you can see there, she has Fancha, she has the double left-handed, the double wet conditions. If we look at her gate, she was gate 5, so no interpost proficiency. And I believe that she was also the only person with Lone Wolf.
That's rare.
Well,
That does not happen
yeah,
often.
that is pretty rare. And then we can see that she has double circle mile corners, incredibly strong mid-race, which allowed her to just like pace up during mid-race, get into the middle of the pack of all the front runners right before acceleration, and then she just took it all.
All right. Well, after a bit of an incident that I think Jesu hinted at in chat, after a bit of an incident, the losers round 2 has concluded.
Woo!
And since I exposed you guys, I'll expose myself too in the Discord chat.
Yeah, let's see it.
Oh dear.
Guys, you realize you have 2 lives, right? That shit killed me, man. They're too Umamusume pilled. They're not used to losing and getting another chance. They're like, dude, I messed up my classic view. Like, I'm never gonna get to try for the triple crown again. It's so over.
Yeah, there's no clocks in this. It's like, I don't know.
Exactly. You get a single clock. Well, you don't get to try the same race again, but you get to try one more time. So remember, you guys still can take it from the loser side. Of course, it's going to be even more difficult, but try your best.
No. You lose your Phillies, instant end the run. It's glue.
Now, my question is, what is the progression for winners finals to grand finals? Because there's 3 slots in our winners finals,
So
3 slots in our grand finals, and of course, there's the losers finals later on as well.
So Koyu can actually talk about it in a bit more detail. But so basically, I was sitting there. I was like, it would be really cool if this was double elim, but I can't wrap my head around 1v1v1 double elim. And I was like, Koyu,
Right.
I tried this, and I made a consolation bracket because I thought it was too hard. And Koyu just replies, "Oh, I made it."
I got you, bro.
That's a goat.
Yeah,
Let's go.
basically it was just a bit more calculation involved. And if you run the lower bracket for 1 extra round, you can get it to slot nicely into the multiples of 3 that we're going for. So if you look at the brackets, you'll notice that there's a losers round 3 and then a losers quarterfinals, which is 1 extra round compared to the top bracket.
Yeah, so basically what happens when in winners finals to grand finals is that 2 players drop down into 2 matches. So losers finals involves 2 matches now. There are 2 losers finals that feed into 1 grand finals.
Okay.
And loser semis involves 4 matches. It's really funny how despite this all being like powers of 3, it reverts to being into powers of 2 slightly to fill in the 3-1 slots. And anyway, we gotta talk about Uma now. And
True.
we are taking a bit of a trip down to losers round 3, where we will be seeing some past high placers. Asian Anubis and W Agent are featured in this lobby, and both of them have been in the top 3 before, but they haven't won.
Well, let me see what kind of King Halo they have cooked up.
Oh, well, I'll screenshot that right now.
I think I'm more interested in the other lobby, which is Nicro, Kachi, and Cat Bomb. Cat Bomb was also a decent placer last time as well. And then there's Nicro, who also has strong Umas, and then there's also Kachi, who is our possibly our biggest Urara fan, because he is doing everything that he can to make Urara work.
Oh, I think we barely missed. Let me see if I can catch them.
Yep.
Do we miss it?
Oh no. That would be a shame.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
It's okay if your room started. I was just looking at this and I was just like, interesting names. Interesting room, actually.
It's like I was like a find function, and I was looking from the top, and I saw two people I recognized, and I stopped there, and I missed the second match from the top. That was right there.
Yep.
It's over already. It's done.
No.
Oh.
Bros, I'm sorry.
GG.
Jover. Oh well. Kingu,
I wonder what happened though.
who won?
I also wonder.
I mean, surely they recorded it.
And it looks like we're also getting a couple more responses for losers round 3 as well. And we're looking at what we have. I am seeing some decent placings from people that were previous high placers as well.
All right, but it looks like we're ready to go. And Jesu, it's your time to figure out who's next.
Hell yeah. Who hasn't been up in a little bit?
I haven't been.
All right, we're hanging out. It's me and Long Place bringing you guys our next match down here in the losers round 3. All right. So a couple Sayuns guys. Once again, Smart Falcon, unsurprised. We saw her earlier, and I think this might be the same Smart Falcon we saw much earlier on into the stream, if I'm not mistaken. I'm forgetting who we've had on stream, who we haven't, who we've talked about already. But our first Mayano Top Gun that we've seen, so I'm a little excited for that as well. King Halo, a little Grass Wonder too. Of course, those couple skies at the top as well.
So used to seeing more Top Guns. I'm getting a bit of a reality check.
Yeah.
To be honest with you. Anyway, for there's also
damn!
launching an
That's
angling.
quite a few skills.
Yeah. Is that the okay? It's not the entire tail combo, but most of it. This Top Gun is going to compete with the other front blockers with all of those skills. Although the power and wits that's not being maxed might give them an opportunity.
Yeah, we'll see how Fortune ends up favoring this Mayano Top Gun. Has the tools to succeed, but of course the consistency, like you're talking about with the wit and the power. So we shall see, as once again we head into a losers round 3.
Yeah.
They said check the grass. We did not check the grass. I'm terrified now.
But that's a late grass. Outer gate is pretty good.
He said scroll bar Uma, it's raps, bro. I'm so what's it called? Every time friends show me footage of the JP version and they're just scrolling through all the skills that they have in their inherits, they're showing me all the skills they have on their ace Umas. I'm like, that's insane. But I guess we're slowly getting there once we have our own scroll bar Umas over here in global, fighting it out in the losers side. So once again, it's their final chance to stay alive here in Carat Clash number 6 as we fight it out.
Late starts. Does not look like it.
Kept alive with the double concentration from the Seiyun Skies, but still, Smart Falcon, Mayano Top Gun fighting for that first place position. A couple Seiyun Skies just fighting right behind. And after a insane power gap, the lates and the ends chilling out here. Grass Wonder, a couple nice natures, Naruto Taishin, and King Halo bringing up the rear.
Smart Falcon doing her thing. Can that Top Gun get in the slipstream range? Oh, there it is. Escape Artist.
All the skills popping as we make our way to the halfway mark. 800 meters left.
Ooh.
All right, these guys are so far behind.
And, getting blocked.
Right, Smart Falcon able to hold on to the first place. Mayano Top Gun with all the stats in the world and all the skills in the world, still fighting to overcome 3, 4, 5 lengths as King Halo coming in from the outside as well. I'm not sure if she's going to be able to keep up, but Smart Falcon is keeping it going, but the acceleration is starting to kick in. King Halo takes it in the final second of the race.
We picked our favorite, and they got it.
Oh my god, and we were spectating her too, so we get to hear that first rate laugh. There we go, W Agent with the dub in the L bracket, but still staying alive for losers quarters with the first rate Umamusume, Miss King Halo herself.
Well played.
Well, I guess that's why they call him W Agent and not L Agent.
That's what I'm saying, man.
Alright, W Agent needs to get back into the W bracket, though. Can they make it?
Yeah, they got quite a few steps along the way. So, of course, they have losers quarters, they have losers semis, and then losers finals just for a chance to make it into that grand. So, they've got quite a few races ahead.
Yeah. The accelerations here really putting in the work. Once the acceleration zone came in, she was zooming on the outside. I couldn't tell if she was all the way on the outer lane, but pretty close to it, and gets out of the way of the other front runners competing.
Yeah, it's always tricky as you come up on that last corner because it's like that 45-degree-ish angle. I'm like, oh, King Halo. Like, maybe she's fighting for a second, a third place. And I was like, wait a damn minute. Wait, she's actually catching up. Hold on now.
Yeah, and despite the huge list of skills that Top Gun had, the Smart Falcon just did not let them use the rod, which was the most important part, and it all falls apart. So, even if you have crazy-looking Umas on the surface, one thing going wrong can render a lot of your kit irrelevant. As we saw with Fantasy earlier.
And then if you look at this King Halo, actually, she's actually running End Closer, which actually bypasses a lot of the issues that she has as a late surger, because that means she gets better access to Redshift, which she did get at a very good time. She didn't proc Iron, but however, she also did get that Fury Speed as well, which allowed her to excel all the way at the end.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we're so close. We're so close to the next round being ready. But
We're almost there. Just you wait.
Almost.
Man, we've been going too fast.
They're all currently racing, so they're about to finish up right now.
that's good.
Oh man, we're so used to the longer races where we just go rapid fire.
Okay, that's one. That's two.
Yeah, the reason why we'd have to wait for losers is because, while winners is like bracket paths are completely maintained strictly, losers actually gets generated as results come in. So it can change a lot. And if someone plays their race and then watches the bracket change, that's not a good time.
Yeah.
How's everyone doing though? We got a decent number of people watching. How's it going so far? Any participants in the chat? Did you go 0-2 or are you still alive right now?
I see a few.
Yes, your 1-0-2.
Oh no.
Dude, the smile emoji told me everything that I needed to know.
I remember playing that one in bracket. They definitely
Oh god. And NT, brother. We
Oh,
can't.
man.
You know, 25% of the bracket has to go 0-2.
I'm pretty sure the people who went 0-2 are not typing right now.
Hold on. I'm making an assumption. I'm pretty sure this is the correct result, though.
Yeah, I
Are
saw
you
the
going to
message.
stream losers?
Okay.
We are currently streaming
There we go.
losers.
There we go. Okay. Yeah, next round's ready then.
All right, time to reveal it. Bang.
Whoa.
Oh, okay. Out of these, which one are we going for?
Hmm.
Damn, there's a lot of good ones.
I need some big advice here because
Lucky, I want to see the Luca beat one. I think Luca's been cooking, Lucky.
any other opinions? Because last time I picked a match, I picked like a good match, but not like the best one, you know. But low key, seeing how King Halo won, it might have been the best one.
It's true. It's true.
Mm-mm.
I'm just gonna do a quick double check on these. Maybe we have some interesting ones.
But okay, so JC, doesn't it throw you off too? Like you usually think like,
What's
oh,
up?
loser semis automatically that means top 4, right?
Yes, yeah, but it's like you guys kind of can't see it. This is like top.
Loser semis is top
18?
15. Top 15.
Top 15. Okay. Yeah, it's the 1v1v1. So for those of you guys who don't know me, I'm a big fighting game guy. So usually loser semis is like top 4, and then I'm like, okay, we only have a few more sets before we make it to the end of the bracket. But of course, because we have to have 3 trainers in every single one, again through the hard work of our TON production team, we were able to make that work with double elim. But my brain is expanding every minute I'm on this desk. I'm like, wow, it's a whole new world.
I think we should watch the matchup between Ultra Dre, DJ Times, and Pink Umara, actually.
Okay.
Because DJ Times has a very
Oh.
interesting lineup.
Oh, you're right. And I'm so glad I actually remembered to edit the stream overlay tool this time to include the Umas that have been released since last time. Because I forgot one time and I had to do it on the fly.
Oh, yeah, that sounds rough. Pull the PNG live on cam. Don't we have more O2s with 1v1v1, 4 out of 9 instead of 1 out of 4? I guess that does make sense. Now that you put it that way, I actually forgot that was the case.
It's so funny too because the loser semis people have been waiting for so long. They're just menacingly typing in the tourney chat. You got Boaster and you
What are
got
they saying?
Fantasy.
What are they saying though?
Boaster saying nice nature will claim another body tonight, and Fantasy's like I'm not done yet. I guess there's a big difference between the two.
Sorry, did you see the thing that just got posted in results?
What?
After we DQ'd, they played their match after the next round was over.
Well, you can't report it though, right?
No.
Yeah, it would break it.
It's like I just want to know, like, what would have happened. It's like when you get a bad roll in D&D and you're like, all right, but like, what if I rolled it again?
Yeah,
And
apparently
then
the person
for
that
me,
got
you're like, I
DQ'd
should
won
know.
their match after they DQ'd them. Got
Oh
DQ'd.
my god!
So, like, I
That's
don't
why we gotta
know.
show up on time, bros. You can't be
Yeah.
DQing in Umamusume Tournament. You enter a room code and you go, good luck, man. Like you're not pulling up the sticks, bro. You just gotta send your soldiers into battle. It's chill.
Pull up on the sticks right now.
Come on, bro.
None of you people are prepared for Aurora DPing your sorry asses.
All right, but we have what was promised. And also, wait, who's casting? We gotta figure that out. But Hishi Amazon has arrived.
And this is actually our first Hishi Amazon of the tournament that we have on stream because she was a recently released Uma. And in addition, we also have some other interesting choices from Mr. DJ Times, because if you look at it, that's Midge Orion as well.
Definitely going to be interesting here.
Rocking the Rising Dragon.
Wait, who's casting? Do we have to?
I legitimately forgot who casted the last round. I think it was me in long place, but I forget if Saya went in between then, and I just like forgot.
Okay, I'll take the next one.
Oh hell yeah!
Okay, yeah, it was you. It was you. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm casting. Okay, everything's
Excellent.
working out now.
Yeah, it's the Saya
falling into place.
Koyu angle. I was like, Sayu Koya? No, that's not right.
So the reason why like there's actually like a difference between when we start matches is because I have to like input every single trainer Uma combination, and so it actually shows up. But I've done it, and we're here. So Koyu, can you talk to me a little bit about Hishi Amazon, and how do you think Hishi Amazon's kit factors into this CM?
Honestly, Hishi Amazon's kit, if you actually look at it, is quite decent. She has both straightaways and corners as part of her kit. You have her ult, which it requires a little bit of a weirdness, which is only when passing on the outside. But given the fact that everyone's sticking on the inside, you're basically going to proc it. And it's on the final straight. So that's an endgame skill. He's also got Storm and Drone, another endgame skill. So if she can get a good position into the endgame, she's quite strong.
All right, we'll see. Big late starts coming out. Oh, and you already mentioned the win conditions here, but taking a look at the front runners as well. No Sand Sky, but these Smart Falcons are looking scary.
Having said that, I took a quick look at the Smart Falcons, and their speeds aren't all that high. So it'll be interesting if they actually pull into the lead. See how they're going to close the game.
I'm so glad this is Mayo and not long, because the flow seems so much nicer, and we're right about to enter the meat of the race when everything gets decided. That Daiwa Scarlet as well. I remember that is Yunaka's. I'm looking at that to maybe perform. Sakura Bakushino
Ryan's
taking
a
the
bit
lead.
too forward. So now we have the vodkas pushing up. The front is a Blokushin, so that's blocked all the fronts.
The front's looking like a non-factor, but right before we saw the cutscene, I saw a vodka, and there is indeed the vodka with Daiwa hot on the tail. There's also the Meiji Orion, but it's not going to be enough. Cut and drive, but that's not the vodka we were looking at, so it looks like Yunaka is the one to take it here and move on. Wait, we've seen this player in the Sumo before.
I think we looked at this particular one, though. This one that's on your left.
Right, and there's only one match remaining in losers quarters that I have saved for stream. Maybe a little bit too preemptively, but it is the W Agent, Necromancer, and Meowsing match. And we'll be heading over to that lobby in just a second here.
Yeah. Fortunately, we were looking at that Ishii. The mid game was just not it for her. She was just way too far in the back of the pack. She didn't get enough position. She was just stuck behind the Aguri all race. So just was not able to pull it together. She had enough speed to get to 4th place, but she really needed to be like more towards the front edge of where her unique worked.
Yeah, that's one of the issues, I guess, with Hishi Amazon in general, actually. So although she has that corners and she has that straights, that's about it. She'll need to inherit a lot of mid game to actually get into a position to proc all of her late game.
And even more dependent on getting to the outside lane. Unblocked, that is. That's not the case.
She was also missing quite a bit of acceleration as well, so it was always a tough battle for her.
Remember, as Hishi Amazon, your only way to get straightaway spurt on you, since you do not have access to the Hishi Amazon card, is you have to get it from either Gold Ship card or through Inherits. And straightaway spurt is just the perfect skill for this map because it activates at the perfect time.
Yeah. Acceleration zone is very unique for this map.
All right, we're heading into the next one though, and taking a look at this. Anything that jumps out to you?
We have our Oshigoat agent with his King Halo. This Bakushin by Jihu should be a Blokushin as well. Right there with really high speed. Well, not high speed, high power and high wit to make sure that they get everything. However, they do not have groundwork, which is incredibly important for a blocker.
There's no Turf S either. So it's probably still going to work, but I could see a world where this doesn't quite successfully block.
Honestly, Turf S isn't all that important because it only accounts for 0.04 extra excel.
The more important thing is not having groundwork.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, luckily for this Blokushin, she found himself in the easiest lobby to block because she's the only front here.
Oh, okay, great.
Yeah, solo front lobby is kind of crazy. I was told it was the era of front. That being said, like every other set basically was, right? But, you know, a curious combination that we got going up for our next match. Once again, it's our final losers quarters to try and qualify into that top 15 and stay alive in the losers side.
Yeah, and we're going to be looking at having a ton of ends and lates because this is going to be an incredibly packed lobby for lates because everybody here is either late or end. So we're going to be seeing a lot of internal blocking like near the latter half of the race. There's not going to be much happening other than a few overtakes during the early start of mid-race. And then we're just going to see Bakushin surge forward, not a care in the world. She's in her own world.
Exactly. The job of blocking is a little bit easier once you're, you know, not competing with other actual frontrunners. So, all right, heading on into it. Yep. Bakshin, of course, going to take that front spot, and it's so condensed towards the back of the pack. There's a single Ogre that's trying to go a little bit of this middle ground, but otherwise everybody else biding their time in the back. The Simply Rudolph, the Narita Taishin, another Ogre, and everybody else as well.
Yeah, and then if you want to look at this, at like everybody else, they're all pretty much all mid-race, and then you see the Taishin just run up incredibly far ahead from Agent. Like, that's an insanely good position. If this Taishin does not win from this position, I'll be very surprised, because just being in that position in particular pretty much guarantees that you get encroaching shadow at an incredibly opportune time.
Yeah, exactly. Not being blocked by the rest of the late pack like you were alluding to at the beginning of the race, but still catching up. Like you said, that Narita Taishin in a beautiful position, trying to make her way on the outside, but of course I see the acceleration coming up from the gold chip too. Everyone is blocked by the skills, but I can still see Narita Taishin with such a big lead here. We got a little break after these cinematics. King Halo trying to make her own way outside on the outside with the unique, but it might not be enough. Ogre Cap in a close second place, but it's not enough to catch up to Narita Taishin. W Agent stays alive.
This was actually very specifically good for Narita Taishin lobby, because she has a decent amount of mid-race skills. However, early on, there's not really like, if it's a typical lobby where there's more fronts, you're not really in that good of a position earlier on to be able to get into encroaching shadow at that perfect moment. Sure, you don't get redshift, you don't get iron, but then you do hit encroaching shadow at such an opportune position that it becomes incredibly hard to catch up. And then even with level 1 unique, that's still more than enough to catapult you into 3rd place all the way from an end closer position, beating out all the lates as well, because there's a good amount of lates, being able to catch up to the pace chaser in mid-race, and then that just lets you pretty much completely win with Narita Taishin no matter what happens.
It's very much like what happened in CM1 when the lobby is very backloaded and people are tending to run a lot of these excels that are dependent on getting into middle or front of the pack-ish. The one who has the best mid-game is just going to have the most ideal conditions for their excel, and is almost guaranteed to take it, barring some block disaster on the part of the fronts.
We're heading to the end of the bracket now, and we're seeing some demonic lobbies being cooked up.
Oh boy.
Loser semis is approaching, and this is how it looks.
And I think we really do want to see this first loser semis lobby for Fantasy, Bosher, and Agent, who we just saw win. The most stacked lobby in terms of who will win this, because we have possibly our strongest competitor in Fantasy. We have one of the fan favorites for Agent because of his Oshi composition, and then we also have Bosher, who is also Oshi composition.
I think it's clear which one to pick.
I also decided to pick the Gyro Tony Lu Melt Up one because I'm pretty sure they've had way less screen time than everyone else in this loser semi.
Yes, correct.
Yeah, I gotta get them on camera too.
Take a peek. In the winners, it's really impressive how we're seeing a lot of the same names show up, but also a lot of names we've never seen before, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. It is quite interesting that we're having like so many new names, because usually in all the other Carat Clashes, it's all familiar names from people that know how to build, they know how to theory craft, they know how to try to make the Oshi win at all costs. Quite interesting.
I have to wonder if these are people who have been in the community for a while and just didn't enter because they felt they didn't have the tools to compete in, say, a back-focused world, or some other reason, or they're just brand new to the scene.
It's definitely a mix. I'm seeing a lot of like a long time VF and Discord users, but also a lot of people who just seem to appear out of thin air. We'll have to like background check the people who are making it to like the top 9 and see where they came from.
Yeah, I'm very curious. We have to interview more than just the winner.
Right? I'm speedrunning it this time though. I'm seeing the pace pick up and we're right on ready to get into the race here.
Yeah, I think we've looked at most of these Umas already.
You know, I'll go and like manually feature the King Halo though.
Yeah.
Might as well. Where is it?
Yeah. Root for the king, boo. Even though fantasy is in the room.
We'll see who is right here. It's not going to be easy. It might even be one of the hardest lobbies to win in this entire tournament.
Yeah.
And I think...
Fantasy gates, too.
Oh, that's true. But I think something that's like been repeated ever since like the first CM Carat Clash is don't use this as your example for what CM is going to actually be. This is not champions beating. It is, but it isn't, you know?
This is like a few levels above that. This lobby is absurd. Okay, good start. Blokushin gonna block.
Oh, right. This is a Blokushin, right? So that's going to be really impactful for how this race plays out.
Yeah. Looks like it's gonna be a back competition this round. Yeah. Pulling up.
Blokushin looks like it's succeeding so far. Looking to deny, and that's pretty much just completely denied, right? All the horses from the back now trying to get it done. And a bit of an awkward spot for the King Halo to be in. The Nice Nature, though, from the inside. Wait a second, that Nice Nature is looking scary on the outside as well. The Nice Natures, one of them's blocked by the Saiyan Sky. And the Nice Nature in the center is looking so good right now. It's all coming down to this at the very end, and that's the Nice Nature closing it out. But who's Nice Nature? Number 1, it's Boaster. It's Flood by Boris, who gets it done, and Fantasy's eliminated.
Oh my god. That happened.
Dude, it's actually nature season. This is insane.
Wow.
And not just that, second place as well.
All I have to say is that Smart Falcon late started once again.
Wow. That is spectacularly unlucky. Both times we put the Fantasy on camera, late start on Falcon.
You know, for an Umandol, she doesn't seem to be doing great under pressure, but these are the stumbles that you have to unfortunately endure on your way to sparkly stardom.
Uh, I guess we're looking more like a fucking Dubai racing game right now.
Wait, Alex, the VP, that's my club leader over there.
That's my goat.
What's
Uh-huh.
happening? But yeah, I'm really surprised by that result. But holy moly, OCPPP, and also I feel like there was like a little bit of like a mini debate, right? Are blockers real? And it looks like blockers are a little too real.
Blockers are real. However, out of anything else, one of the most important skills that you can get for your blocker is concentration. If your blocker has concentration, if she has groundwork, she is pretty much guaranteed to become a blocker because concentration prevents those kinds of like small mishaps that you saw from Fantasy 2 times in a row. It quite unfortunate, and concentration does prevent that from happening.
Mhm.
We're moving on to our next lobby, though. It's Gyro, Tony Lu, and Melt Up. And we have not really seen these players too often today.
And one of these players cooking up.
Let's see. Here's one of the Smart Falcons. We're just waiting for them to all get in the lobby. And we're also waiting on the result of the Kudan Ultra Dre Yukio lobby. So that's happening while we speak. All right, loser semis continues here. And, well, we're seeing... I think this is like the most normal lobby we've seen yet.
Yeah, lots of Smart Falcon, couple Grass Wonders, some other front runners in Daiwa Scarlet. I saw the vodka and I was like, no, this one is not actually a front runner vodka this time. And yeah, probably a blocker Pochino.
It's all just front and late and ends. That's it. No paces. Triple Smart Falcon, though. So it's going to be a battle of which blocker becomes the blockiest.
It's true. Which Falcorb can take up the most space with one sphere?
Which Falcor becomes Minecraft?
So true. 99% of Falcorb stop before they hit first place or something. I'll revise the bit later on. But we're going to be seeing a lot of Falcorb as we head on into another losers semis. Once again, this is to qualify into the losers finals between Gyro, Toonie Lu, and Meltup. Man, ever since like literally 2 or 3 months ago, Saya was like, I can't stop looking at the word art graphic design of the race starts. Like, I think about it every time, man. They just rotate into place. They had to remake and localize the graphic to do that. It's so sick. All right, get the next stretches in. That's Grass, that's Wonder, and it's Taishin waiting for their turn to go. Dude, yeah, Falco was so excited in the 3v3s. All right. Straight out of the gates.
Clean start from everyone. All 3 Falcos out, Daiwa in front, I think.
Yeah, they're all like stacked on top of each other. They're just overlapping, but 5, 6 front runners just fighting for that first place spot. So it's 3 Falcons, 1 Daiwa Scarlet, and 1 Sakura Bakshino, all fighting for first. As we're waiting in the back here with a couple of the Grass Wonders, 1 Vodka, and of course Naruto Taishin. You can barely even see her. She's just barely off camera. That's why we had to focus.
Yeah, when there's so many fronts, it's actually a backliners game, because as you can see, the front Grass is in a perfect position to proc Iron at the moment. So let's see how that goes.
Yep, making it around that final corner, this last 500 meters. Let's see it. Which Falcon is in front? It looks like it's Meltup's Falcon. All right, Iron proc here for the grass, like you mentioned. And yeah, we are lined up like a conga line. There's a single Falcon over on the outside, but she's so far behind, I doubt she's going to be able to make up the distance.
Oh, both late surges blocked against the back fronts.
Yeah.
They're coming
Really
through
need
now,
way to
but is there enough time?
It looks like it's not. Smart Falcon keeps up the lead. We saw just a bit of that acceleration spurt out from Vodka, but it wasn't enough. Too little, too late, and not enough room on the track as Meltup secures their spot in Losers Finals.
One unfortunate end stretch for the grass.
I will say that the Grass Blender did hit Iron, hit on your left perfectly. However, if you're blocked, you're blocked.
Yeah, the price you pay for end blade.
It is quite unfortunate.
Yeah.
All right, but it's time to go to winners final. The winners final, not to be confused with losers finals, because there's 2 losers finals, and they're not ready yet. But we need to go to the singular winners final, and the winners bracket, of course, a little bit more logical to our powers of 2 bracket brains than the crazy losers.
I still have to get used to the structure of the blinks. My brain is going in completely different places when you say winners, losers, semis.
Seeing the phrase top 7 is like destroying the neurons that make up my brain. I'm like, I'm being broken down to the neuron electron right now, dog.
You hear this, guys? He's becoming a fucking quark live on stream.
It's true. It's true. You guys are seeing the dissolution of J2 live on camera. And you're also going to be seeing 2 of these gamers headed down into the loser side after waiting so patiently up here in winners. Up next, it's 166 Lumiko, Gavis, and Killing is Life.
Well, you gotta say their other names.
Oh, yeah. We got Lumiko, Gavis, and straight away Squirt fighting for that grand final spot. Good for them. Good luck. So both of these gamers, or all 3 of these gamers rather, are going to be surviving to at least play one more set. But that being said, they're fighting to sit pretty in the grand finals winners side and not have to worry about the sharks in the water down there in the lower bracket side.
I will have to say that I am going to be rooting for Lumiko because Lumiko is using that Kurin. It is a single pace double late comp. So, or no, it is a front Falcon pace and late comp. So I'm quite interested to see how this current matches up against everybody else because this is essentially top 7. We're going to be seeing how everything goes down.
It's really funny too because in 1v1v1 a theoretical bracket reset would mean that the loser side players have to win twice, but because there can be 3 different winners, there can be 2 bracket resets. But
yeah, like you could play grand finals like 5 times because one of them gets like the reset, the other one gets the reset. So now grands has been like reset twice, and then you have to play out like that last set. It would be very funny.
So
God, that would be insane.
So those who know me from Mega Strikers know that I'm an absolute hater of a lack of reset, and that I do not consider tournaments without a reset legitimate. And I think fighting game players would agree. It's a bit of like a double elimination thing. But in Umamusume, I'm sorry, I cannot stick to my ideals. There will be no reset, and in these double eliminations, having to only go through 1 layer of RNG is your prize for winner side.
There we go.
What? You mean you don't want to compete in the grand finals?
It's like the Shin Grand Ultimate, for real, this time. I'm not kidding, not clickbait grand finals.
Oh man, we need to come up with better names for these rounds. Oh.
I do have to say that this race is going to be fairly interesting because we're looking at, let's see, 2 paces, which you don't see in this CM. 2 fronts, 2 lates, and 2 ends. I need to just double check.
They're in the lobby. We can double check in real time. So I know we were talking about this earlier, but wow, it is pretty hard to associate these names with the players and their Discord names. It is actually quite difficult.
Oh my god, wait, it's... oh god, my brain now, Buzu.
So, to clarify, 166 Lumiko is Alkesmiko, Gabus is Nai, and Killing His Life is Scat.
So I guess the highlight is this Korin-chan, right?
Yes, so this is actually a super balanced lobby in terms of distribution. It's 3 fronts, 2 pace, 2 lates, and 2 ends.
That's not natural. That's kind of weird, actually.
Yeah, it's a really balanced lobby for CM, especially for Carat Clash, because we hardly ever see any paces.
Yeah, the downfall of pace needs to be studied from back when everyone and their mother was using the welfare card, or the welfare special week, and now it is discarded.
Special week is still good for late starters. I'm not even joking.
My narrative, it's ruined.
It's because Special Week gives late starter skills, late starter gate, late starter savvy, also wet conditions as well. Quite good for CM3.
I think this.
And then over here, we're actually going to be seeing if Falcon or Seiun or Pasa gets the first start.
You can really see the distribution of the Umas just to go to their positions. It's quite incredible, really, especially with the pace chaser, something that we rarely see, like you mentioned.
Yeah, there's actually like an interesting thing that does happen. So El Condor Pasa is in first, and front Pasa is something that I do personally like playing, because front Pasa, if you do hit, because you're looking at getting plancha and max powered plancha, and also angling as well. And unfortunately, I don't think Curran is going to win from this position, because we're looking at Nai's front Pasa. It's going to pop.
Oh,
It should have hit angling, it hits plancha. It should be going all the way forward just by positioning alone.
yeah, that's some really nice positioning. Wait, there's the Grass Wonder, though, on the side.
Yeah,
the Grass Wonder picking up speed. The Grass Wonder.
That is also Nai's Grass Wonder.
Oh, so it was never a competition in the first place, and well,
it was never in the first place. Quite unfortunate.
And Vodka was there too.
And Vodka was there too.
These margins, though.
Wait,
These margins were really close, but I think that is actually the fastest time that we have seen today so far. I've seen a 130.1, but then now we're breaking into 129.
Yeah, we've broken the sub 90 seconds, bros, and it can only get faster. Well, it doesn't have to only get faster, but considering we still have a few more sets left, I wonder if we're gonna make it to that 128 barrier. Well, actually, 128.9 barrier, let's say. I don't know. It gets harder and harder with every second.
Wait, so
I think that we're only going to be seeing like 129.7 at most.
Fair, yeah.
so Nai is Caboose, right?
Yes, Naya's
Okay,
Caboose.
okay.
And
So
Scap is killing his life. And then Miko is Lumiko, yeah.
Okay, everything is fine, and now we can reveal the loser side. The final 3 races.
Watching the Google sheet like update in real time as you like make the fill of the cells transparent is so good.
It's magic.
It's true. Release the Carat Clash Black Book. What would that entail? What would be contained in said book? The secrets of TOing?
I'm
A
gonna
guide
say
to
it
Google
right
Sheets?
here. I'm gonna say it right here. Anybody that the casters mention on stream automatically into the black book, they lose automatically.
Yeah.
Quite unfortunate.
I mean,
Sometimes they make it far, but I don't think anyone we've hyped up has ever won.
time we
Quite unfortunate.
we rooted for everyone but the winner at the finals, and now we killed fantasy. So
Man, I love 166 Lumiko. Man, I love Boaster. Man, I love Skayer. Man, I love killing his life. Man, I love Melta. Man, I love Yuki_O. Man, I love Gavis. All right, good luck, buddies. Do your best.
we can't all lose.
I will say though, out of everyone who's left, we've hyped up Bosher the most. So I'm sorry, Bosher, but you're destined to fall.
Quite unfortunate, I'm sure.
I haven't hyped them up yet. Actually, I lost to Nai on round 2. So, yeah. He's been doing pretty well so far.
Yeah.
Ooh, and it looks like we might be seeing a particularly strong Blokushin coming up.
Oh.
Particularly strong.
So what do you say particularly strong? What separates a decent blocker from a very good blocker, from a strong blocker?
So, particularly, this Blokushin does have current unique, and current unique activates if you're trying to effectively pass another Uma. It's not quite what you want as a blocker, since it's I believe that he has it for insurance if that Blokushin just in case gets passed in the mid race, which I'm not too entirely sure that it would, since it does have mile corners, it has tail held high, it has ramp up, it has skills just in case, and Bakushin Unique is also very strong in keeping your position as well.
I see.
This is also a max power, double wet conditions with Turf S, so she will have a good amount of power behind her to cement her position as the first runner.
Yeah.
If there's something really missing from this Bakushin, it's the fact that she doesn't have speed either. Basically, what it does is it steals the speed from the Uma behind and gives it to her. So it's basically effectively a 0.3 velocity.
Yeah, this is almost guaranteed to pull sizably ahead of even more like ace fronts just off the back of this power and the uphill that's early on in the race.
Did you guys
That
check
being
the
said,
chat?
I
Yeah, the
haven't
funniest
found
part
the-
is Skayer being like, "Oh, so I actually just didn't have anything else to take, and Karen's ult was there, so I said yoink because she's my Oshi. That's so sick. That's so sick." Alrighty. Heading on into our next one, we finally made it into our losers finals, so we're up on the final 3 sets of the evening. Once again, it's Lumiko, it's Boser, and it's Skayer. So let's see it. Check my Karen.
See it. Quite a lot of power.
Yeah, almost maxed out. S in the miles looking good too.
Wait, is this long shot active? Oh.
That long shot is not active, and that Maverick.
Wrong one, yeah.
Quite unfortunate that there's another Curran, because otherwise you would have had Maverick active, because Maverick actually requires you to be the only one with that strategy in the entire race.
Yeah. That was almost like the double hit. That would have been crazy, but
Unlucky.
yeah. I mean, gotta take what you can.
Yeah, well, at least it got you this far. So a couple Karens fighting it out, some smart Falcons as well. So we got the orbs, we got the I was gonna say Umadol. We got the Insta influencer, the Umasta influencer. So let's see who's gonna make it into first place once again in our first losers final set.
Yeah, it's just the usual script. Do the blockers take the first position and it's the back swirled, or do the fronts find their way through high wit and the downhills?
Shall see. Blockershin being the #1 fave though. I did not know before today, before Ring brought it up, that the wit is like double scored in the favorite stat calculations. That's insane to me. She's so smart.
He's very familiar with the scoring.
Off to the races.
Ooh. I heard a late start. Maybe that Blockushin got late started.
Maybe, yeah. So up in the front here, Bakshino is able to take the first place spot. All right. Coming up in second, another Bakshin actually able to overtake the Smart Falcon. Kanachan biding her time in the middle here, and in the back, Grass Wonder, Nice Nature, Vodka, King Halo, and another Kanachan all the way in the back in that 9th place.
Yeah, this is looking like a back swirled right here. That Grass Wonder is prime position.
Yeah, the late start in that cut-in, the one that you heard, right, is already looking absolutely dastardly. Already outpaced by the rest of the late packet, still just stuck in the back. No way to try and make it out. Still 2 Bakshins up here in the front, and a Kananchan coming in from the outside as well. It is an insane fight for #3 right now as the ults are finally popping in our last 500 meters.
I didn't see that Grass Pop excels. Did the Natures take it? Or Current? Ooh.
All right, Kananchan taking the lead. Nice Nature finally pops her ult. Let's see, Bakshin on the inside. Nice Nature coming up straight through the middle. Kananchan on the outside looking so strong. 3-4 lengths ahead and is able to take it. There we go. And unfortunately, it's not Skayer's, but I believe that's Miko's pulling up here with the... Oh, wait, I'm trolling. That is #2. That is Skayer's. Kananchan, even with the late start, able to secure a spot in Grand Finals.
Very nice.
So there was a Curran-chan with the late start. However, it was me. If you do a replay on the race, then you'll actually see that Lumiko's Curran was in last place the entire time.
That's the one. Okay. Because I saw the chat. I saw my cut-in late started. And instead of checking the HUD, which once again, big shout out to Saya for putting it on screen. Instead of checking the numbers of which cut-in was which, I was like, oh, late start. They must be the one in the back. But little did I realize.
Lumiko's current really got a bad late start. Was behind the lates and the ends and could never pace up to catch back up to the original pacing.
Yeah, the pace mechanics help you, but if you're also on the fence lane and you don't pass the wit check to move aside, then you're still going to be stuck there at the end of the day. So it's unfortunate. But other Kurm pulled out the win.
All right, and we're heading on over to the other losers final, and I think an underrepresented player on our cam has been Yuki, who has shown up with a silent Suzuka, who has kind of surprisingly been completely absent today.
Huh.
Maybe it's just a small sample size thing.
Perhaps.
But it looks like we're just about ready to get into the next race. They've been waiting. They've been pre-making the lobby. And this is for the final spot in Grand Finals.
Suzuka has low side wit, but list is pretty good.
This Suzuka should be able to do something decent, but the lack of Professor, no playtime, it could struggle a bit in the front battle.
Yeah. Let's see if it plays out.
I should really rush for that one. All right. Heading into the second last race of the tournament. There were over 90 entrants. Now reduced to only 5 remaining still alive in the tournament, and there will be only 3 after this. Actually, I meant to ask you this a while back, but Narita Taishin. What's up with Narita Taishin? And why is she kinda recommended and kinda not, and everyone calls her potential Uma?
Narita Taishin has a couple of skills which are very good on this race. She has mid-game. She has an ultimate that procs on 4th corner as well, which means if it procs, it would push her towards the outside around all the other Uma. And she has a 0.4 acceleration that doesn't really care about her positioning. So she can push up really far and still hit all of her excels.
And speaking of mid-game, that Sparkly Stardom proc from that Smart Falcon is looking really good in the front runner slot, right? First place all the way ahead. Looking so comfortable. Oh my, that Smart Falcon is just keeping the lead. Angling and scheming. Victoria for Blanca. Everything available for that Smart Falcon in the lead. Front to back, start to finish. It's looking like the front runner we were promised. And although many are trying to catch up, one last peek at the mini-map. Narita Taishin trying to race forward. Grass Wonder, the gap's too large. It's a Smart Falcon masterclass, taking the first place by a mile.
Just the clinical performance. Once she sticks her head out, hits her ult, she's just off.
And surprisingly enough, we haven't seen many Smart Falcon wins today, right?
Mm.
I think
This one,
it's
not a
a lot
blocker.
of a lot of the Smart Falcons we have seen are either blockers or have quite low speed, so they've been caught by the backline. But this one's got all she needs to win.
And also a triple first place by Meltup.
Yeah, first, second, and third is like intimidating aura. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. It was their race. That Taishin was in a pretty good position for most of the mid game. Pulled up in the mid, had the outside lane. Could have taken it with a bit better slope luck or skills.
I will have to say, this Smart Falcon in particular is going to be very strong. However, because the power is lacking compared to other Smart Falcons, even with concentration, wet conditions, frontrunner savvy, and everything else, this Smart Falcon in particular will win most lobbies if she is the only Smart Falcon in the room.
I don't actually think that's particularly the case. So the difference between 800 and say around 1000 power is actually not that much in my testing. What she does do is she may lose the head on the hill, but she comes back down the hill, and she just needs to poke her head out for a split second, and they'll proc Sparkly Stardom, and she just takes it from there.
Yeah, and then this Smart Falcon also has tail held high, ramp up, and I believe that she also has playtimes over as well. And then combine this with all the other mid-race skills that she has definitely enough to clinch into that first place as well. And we're also going to be looking at probably, most likely we're going to be looking at the Smart Falcon. We're also going to be looking at the Curran as well from Gabus. And we're going to be looking at not the Curran from Gabus, the Curran from Skayor. And then most interesting is that there is only the one Smart Falcon in the next lobby. The only other front runners are going to be Saiyan and a Blokushin. And this is a Blokushin that we talked about earlier with Turf S, Mile S, 1200 power, everything that you need. However, it doesn't have concentration, so it is weak to late starts.
Damn, so we are banking it all on like a solid start. It's like, okay, you have all the tools you need to be, the counter, the weapon to surpass Falco gear, but it's all hinging on when you actually make it out of that gate. So we'll see.
Oh, look who just pinged Koyu. Oh no.
What happened?
Look, round 2 is about to start.
Unfortunately, around 2 hours late, someone showed up.
Oh yeah, we could probably just reset the bracket. We got time. Yeah, you guys are fine to stick around for another 2 hours 18 minutes, right? Like we can just roll it back.
Hey, look, the third guy in our round 2 matchup is currently in the finals as the top seed.
Wait, that's crazy lore.
Yep. Imagine if Sleepy has won the first round. But anyways.
Okay, guys, time to reset the entire bracket so the guy that had Koyu can go through it, and then we can have another 3 hours of races.
It's true. I mean, it's only the most like competitively integrity preserving action that we can do. That's what we gotta do. To be fair, I don't blame the gamers for checking in. I know there's a lot of folks checking in from various time zones. So maybe it was miscommunication. But that's why we have Discord time zones, which localize to whatever time you're in. That being said, hopefully we'll see you for the next Carat Clash, and maybe you'll be able to, upturn fate. As once again, our grand finals is Gavis, Meltup, and Skayer, waiting for their chance to try and stake their claim in Carat Clash number 6.
So take a look at these three's compositions, I guess. How would you describe each player?
So I would actually say, in my completely biased opinion, I'm actually fond of Meltup's composition. Because Meltup's composition, it's going to be, it's one front runner, a decently strong front, like a really strong front runner, a really strong late surger, and then also a really strong end closer. So you have like the best of all worlds for a late gambler and end closer that's generally very strong. However, this Taishin does lack mid-race skills, but then the Grass Wonder makes up for it because the Grass Wonder has the mid-race skills. However, because it runs Redshift and Pump Iron, there's a low chance that it'll hit it in this lobby particularly, because it is probably going to outpace the other lates. And then you're going to be looking at other factors such as not being 6th, not being 5th. Well, you don't want to hit 5th anyway. And then you're going to be looking, and then you're also going to be directly competing with another Grass Wonder that is Gavis's as well. It's really a big toss-up to see if the Saiyan or the Pasa will be able to take front, or to see which Grass Wonder will hit, or to see if the Vodka will be able to actually, not the Vodka, the Taishin will be actually able to get into a good position for a really strong encroaching activation.
Okay, so we got various win cons at all phases of the race, right? It's the battle of the blockers, who's going to take first, whether it's a real front runner or someone just, throwing a little mayhem in there. Like you said, the late activations as well. And seeing how well Narita Taishin can position herself or lock in for our final match of Carat Clash number 6. It's the grand finals. No reset to be seen here. We had our battles down there in losers. We had Gavis pulling up through the winner's side. But let's see if they can stay undefeated as we head into our final match of the evening. Big chilling with bated breaths. Like we were talking about earlier, we have a couple very strong blockers, which maybe... Not sure if I heard a late start there, but I think we should be all good as Bakshin makes her way to the front.
It is actually currently in Falcon in front.
Oh,
and then we're looking at Bakushin trying to get up. Ooh, actually the Saiyan manages to get it, but then Bakushin just contests. Ooh, this Saiyan might run away with the entire thing if she's able to keep that front position. And then if we look at the Grass Wonders as well, we can see number 8, Skayers. So Skayer also has a really good Grass Wonder as well. And then Grass Wonder in this kind of room where it's 4 fronts and 1 pace, you're pretty much guaranteed to hit Pump Iron and Redshift as well.
Exactly. All those front runners just guaranteeing some of those skills that you might need to take it in this final corner, the last 500 meters that we got. Bakshin, like you mentioned, still holding on to that first place. Saiyan Sky and Kata fighting for that second. I see her coming in from the outside, but we got to watch one more cinematic of the unique as Grass Wonder tries to make her way in for the outside. passing Smart Falcon, but can she pass the Karenchan? Oh, and we've already passed Bakshin. Karenchan taking an absolute lead as we go into our last 200 meters, and the lead is only increasing. Grass Wonder tries to come in from the outside, and it might just be enough. There we go in the final second. Karenchan stopped in her tracks.
I will
Grass
say-
Wonder taking it home.
I will say this is the scare sweep.
Oh my god, you're right. First and second. Just fighting to make it a little bit more
And it's
interesting.
Not even close.
Oh my god. Wait, the funny part is Skayer in chat because, like, you know, obviously the HUD disappears to the finals, so you can't tell. And there were like multiple Grass Wonders, 3 Grass Wonders in this lobby. So Skayer was like, yes, go Karan, yes, yeah, no, no. And then he realized the Grass Wonder that overtook his first placer was his own Grass Wonder. So if you're Skayer, you'll definitely take that. And congratulations to Skayer as your champion of Carat Clash number 6.
I do have to say this is the #1 ideal setup for a late Uma right here, because you're guaranteed to hit Pump Iron and Redshift.
Yeah, those skills are stronger when there's not a whole lot of lopsidedness.
Oh, this was very lopsided for the front.
Well, it was, but I mean towards the end. Like if it's lopsided towards the end, like CM1, and you have too much mid game, you can have stuff like Iron just fail. Like in my CM1, my runs, I would not have triggered Pump Iron. My mid game was too strong. It can be pretty bad. But other way around, not really.
And
Well done.
some might say the real MVP was the Bakshin, right? Denied that scary Saiyan Sky who had really good positioning right up
Yeah.
until when it mattered most.
Yeah. Well, I'm surprised how close that current was to winning. I guess the overall like kit that she was rocking was just good enough to pull ahead of the late to get raw position to win.
Right? But we're looking to try and do an interview here. How are we gonna get Skyr in here? Does anyone have dragging perms?
Give me 1 second. Just trying to. Okay, there we go.
There we go. Hello.
All right, so we have the champion with us right now. Congratulations on the win, Skayer.
Hello, thank you.
How do you feel?
Oh god, that was it's fantastic. I wasn't sure if that was my grass. I was worried at the end.
I mean,
Yeah,
But
so
yeah, I'm very happy. Oh, sorry.
don't worry about it. You gotta talk. You're the one who won.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I was really happy because I also got to versus my club mate Melt Up, and we are screaming a lot in our lobbies to test things, and I actually won this time with him. So yeah, that's great as well.
it's cool. I have a question.
Yep.
Was this comp what you had planned for Carat Clash and CM in general, or did you have to compromise somewhere?
So Kuren is actually my Oshi, so I want to put her in every CM in next one as well. So, but medium will be kinda hard. But yeah, this is my setup because I wanted to make sure my grass makes good plays, like possibly 6 for the best scenario. So I put 2 in front and pace as well. Just in case Kuren doesn't make it.
On camera, she definitely made it most of the time. What was the when you scrim? What's the fail case for Kern?
Oh, actually, Kuren never won in my lobbies with Meltap because my Blokushin actually is like 50-50 with his Falcon. So usually it was either Blokushin blocks and I can win, or just Meltaps wins.
Ah. Okay.
So it all depended on Blokushin actually. If she didn't block the Falcon or the Seiyun in this case, I will be cooked.
Okay. A load-bearing blockation out here.
Right.
Yeah, she isn't the best as well because I didn't get any good skills. I had to take like Moxie, which is like recovery, and took as well when you said look at Kuren ult, because I didn't hit anything on my run, but didn't want to do more Blokushin runs, to be honest.
Do you not have are you not well equipped to make front runners in general, or are you relying on just cards?
So I tested a lot with fronts, and from my testing, even with very good Suzuka or other fronts, I was always losing to Seiyun or Falcons. They seemed way too superior with their base kit. So I went on the Blokushin route.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you have more?
I'll think. You go on.
Okay. So I'm gonna give you a bit of a break from game-related questions because with how Uma is way too global of a community, scheduling these is also a bit of a pain. So I gotta ask, what time is it for you?
4 a.m. Almost 5 actually.
God
No.
damn!
Oh my god.
It was worth it to join. It was worth it.
I hope.
Yeah, EU times are rough for this, but oh well.
That is also bad news for me because we've had a streak of North American winners, and I had a very good time shipping those plushes. And well, I'll figure it out. Don't worry about it. That's my problem, not your problem. You won.
Congrats on the prize, by the way. Congrats on your. It's a special week plush for this one, right? There we go. I can see it right to my left.
Yep.
Oh wow.
You also have one of those.
Oh, where can I see it?
It's on the stream. It's on the left panel.
Oh, I see it now. Yeah.
There you go.
Oh,
yeah,
that's
it's a
awesome.
little special week
That's
plush.
awesome.
One of the last few, if I recall.
It was all worth it.
Hell yeah. Thanks for pulling up, gamer. Congratulations again.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Is there anything you want to say to everyone at the end?
I will come on the next Carat Clash with Kuren as well. So be careful.
Let's go. Let's go.
All right.
Man, he's going for the double crown, even though I don't think anyone's taken more than one at all, let alone sequentially. That'll be fun to watch.
It's a bit pain as well because Kuren is C medium at from the parent max. So getting S there will, medium, yeah, medium. Getting S there will be pain, but we can do it, I guess. It's all for Oshi.
Yeah, that's gotta do it far enough ahead of time. We can get far enough ahead of the curve if you have a setup, which I'm assuming you have something ready, right?
Yeah. I was done with CM3 like 2 weeks ago. We started doing CM4 stuff a bit ago.
It's a reasonable head start.
Didn't make any good grandparents yet, but oh well.
And the breaks.
All right, with that, thank you everyone for watching yet another Carat Clash. Thanks for playing in yet another Carat Clash. And that's about it. So see you, and see you in the next one, or maybe some other fun Uma events. Good night.
Yeah, thank you for costing
Good night.
as well.
Or good morning, depending. or maybe good afternoon.
Oh yeah, morning. Thank you.